Won't be the first, won't be the last.
You're on the air right now. By the way.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Essential Oils with Laura and Len. And it's December 15th. There aren't very many shopping days left till Christmas. Better get busy.
There's like 9.
Is that right? Not for me, there are.
And that's Christmas Eve. So if you don't count Christmas Eve, really there's 8.
I can't count the weekend because I'm driving all weekend. Hey, let's keep this to 10 minutes today. It looks like everybody's working. No one's sitting there saying they can't see or hear us. Of course, no one's responded in the chat, so maybe we're talking to thin air and there's nobody there. Will somebody in the chat tell us you can see and hear us, please? Pretty please? Pretty please with sugar on it?
Happy Thursday.
And
Happy Thursday, Larry.
And just so you know, before we launch into today's little presentation, we're going to do frankincense today. We're going to change the order in which I told you we were going to do yesterday. See and hear fine, cool. I can hear. All right. The reason the order's changed is 2 reasons. One, I screwed up. You've never heard me say that before, have you? And I announced this morning we were doing frankincense, and Laura said, "What? I've already uploaded the other one we were going to do, eucalyptus." So, all right. And the other reason is one of the oils that we were going to do next, I don't have all the data for. That's another problem we're working on. So here we go, frankincense. So let's do a screen share. Frankincense is really an interesting oil, by the way. It's incredibly interesting. We could do 2 or 3 hour-long webinars on frankincense alone. And we're not going to do that. We're only going to do one short webinar and introduce you to frankincense. But this is an oil that has a tremendous amount of information associated with it out there. A little history. It was one of the 3 things that the 3 wise men brought to the newborn King Jesus. Their iconic trek from the Far East, they brought frankincense as one of their gifts. Frankincense was considered to be one of the most valuable substances in the world, more valuable than gold. It possessed a value much more significant than just a fragrant incense. It is being evaluated for anti-cancer properties, and we'll talk more about that near the end of today's presentation. Frankincense and cancer, we could do an entire webinar on, and I don't mean a 10-minute presentation, I mean an entire webinar. So the oil of frankincense has been used for thousands of years to quell disease, quell disease causing inflammation, to quell disease and also things causing inflammation, to support heightened immunity and to prevent dangerous infections. It was thought by the Egyptians that if you breathe the incense from the vapor, they burned it. They burned it in the temples, and it was thought that if you breathe the vapor from it, that it really had some pretty tremendous health effects. So it's a very, very powerful, long used, lots of history oil. So Laura?
Boswellia Revile.
You go ahead and pronounce that.
No, I don't think I'm gonna. But anyway, it's a dried sap, is the dried sap of trees in the Boswellia genus, particularly Boswellia sacra. These trees grow in Oman, Yemen, and the Horn of Africa, including Somalia and Ethiopia. When dried, the sap is then burned as the incense and thought to have several, like we talked about, lots and lots of medicinal properties.
That's a picture.
Yeah, they look like those trees that you sit on your desk and you kind of like clip. What are those called?
What did you say?
You know, those trees kind of remind me of those trees. They're called bonsai trees. I know it's not the same, but that's kind of how that reminds me of.
Oh yeah, but these are actually pretty big trees. It's just that it's small. It's just that it's a little picture.
Mm-hmm.
So for over thousands of years, people collected the sap from these trees and used it as incense. So, yeah, okay. Same thing. Botanical name Boswellia rivae, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it for sure. Method of extraction is steam distilled, and they use the resin. It's the resin that is used to make the essential oil. For us, the country of origin is Ethiopia. It's USDA certified organic, and it's got a sweet, strong, warm, woody, earthy, camphor-like smell. Notes of honey, citrus, licorice. Very interesting smell. So let's talk about some uses of today's oil. You want to take that one, Laura?
Sure. Well, it's sometimes referred to as this long name. I'm not going to pronounce, but it's a common type. What?
Molybdenum.
Molybdenum. Okay. And it's a common type of essential oil used in aromatherapy that can offer a lot of great health benefits, including relieving chronic stress and anxiety, reducing pain and inflammation, boosting immunity, and like we talked about, even fighting cancer. Now, the uses are also on the next page, but just a few of them: anti-aging, wrinkle fighter, natural cold or flu medicine, and it's a very versatile oil that can be combined with many other essential oils and carrier oils. And since frankincense has no known adverse side effects, it's safe to use and effective.
Now, having said that, we're going to actually contradict that in a couple slides, because we're going to talk about some very, very rare and possible side effects. But nevertheless, it's a pretty safe. It's one of the safer oils. Now, we're not recommending that you drink it. Don't get me wrong. We're still not recommending these oils for internal consumption. That's another topic. So, frankincense, anxiety, body agitation, breathing problems, shortness of breath, calmness. It is supposed to have a very calming effect. And I'm going to show you a little later a mixture that will help calm you, put you to sleep. Circulatory health, congestion, coughs. Maybe I should get some of that. But yeah, well, the problem is the cough have right now is purely mechanical. It's not an infection. Digestive health. Obsessive thoughts, respiratory support, lung, larynx, bronchial health, skin conditions, aging, carbuncles. Who knows? I don't know what they are. I should have looked them up. Scars, sores, ulcers, wounds, swelling, throat irritation, urinary tract health, and uterine reproductive health. So it's an amazingly long list of things that frankincense has been associated with.
Well, it also helps improve bronchial health, calmness, feelings of happiness, digestive, gallbladder health, kidney and lymphatic system, and immunity. So, some precautions. Even though we said in a couple of slides ago there's no known adverse effects, there's a little, some websites say no known adverse effects. Some say, look, rarely. It can cause certain reactions for some people, including minor skin rashes, digestive problems like nausea or stomach pains. Now, that assumes you drank the stuff. If you don't drink it, then you're not going to get nauseated. So, frankincense is also known to have blood thinning effects. So anyone who has problems related to blood clotting should not use frankincense. Again, we're talking internally. So once again, we on this webinar series do not recommend ingesting any oil. That is to be done under the supervision of a trained health professional, which we are not. So just don't drink the stuff. If you want to drink it, go talk to your doctor or find a herbalist, a doctor who is trained in the use of essential oils. So Larry has a question. Do we want to answer his question? I'll read it. It says, is this better in a diffuser or mixed with a carrier oil and then rubbed on yourself? Well, it depends on what, I'm going to say it depends on what you're using it for. I mean, this is a tough question, but let's go back, for example. For anxiety, I would say a diffuser is really probably a good thing. Or, shortness of breath, calmness,
I mean, those are diffuser type activities. Or what the ancients used to do is just burn the incense to burn the if you got the sap, they used to just burn it directly. But if you're doing skin conditions, aging, carbuncles, scars, sores, ulcers, swelling, then well, or wounds, that sounds more like to me like put it in a carrier oil and rub it on. So
Yeah.
I think it depends on what you're doing with it. Uh, and you can use it either way, like all of the oils that can be used either way. So does that, I mean, I actually have a cough right now that was caused by a mechanical problem. I'm going to say mechanical because I choked on something yesterday and I coughed so much it really did serious irritation in my throat. I would put some in the diffuser and breathe the vapors. So, for that. So hopefully that answers, Larry. And if it doesn't, let's come back to the question.
Yeah, it was a good
So,
question.
yeah, it is a good question. Well, and it's a question relative to all these oils. They can, the oils can be used in 3 different ways. You can breathe them, you can rub them on, and you can drink them. And, once again, we don't recommend ingesting them, drinking them in this webinar series, but rubbing them out. I've been doing, for example, with relief. I know we haven't yet started to talk about the mixtures, but relief is one of the mixtures that both Larry, you and I both use it. And I do both. I was so sore, my chest and back muscles were so sore last night from excessive coughing that I put relief in my diffuser and ran it all night. And also, before I went to bed, I mixed some in my body butter and rubbed it on my chest, neck, and stuff, so that I'm breathing it, using it as a rub, breathing it, and also running it in the diffuser all night long. And it did help. It really helped. So was it my turn or yours, Laura?
I don't know, but this is a really cool scar reducing body butter. Here are the ingredients. So 2 ounces of shea butter or coconut oil, 10 drops of jasmine oil, 10 drops of frankincense oil. You need a small container or jar to mix. And then you just use a double boiler, melt the shea butter until it's liquid. Then you make sure the oil isn't so hot that's going to burn you. And then you add the other oils, stir it together. Make sure it's a little bit of room temperature. And then smear it on your scar. And gosh, you can pour the rest into the glass jar or containers and keep it at room temperature and use whatever you want to.
Yeah, but did you see that intermediate sentence there? You can smear it on the star, but if you'd like to make a shelf-stable cream, place the mixture in the refrigerator until it's cool, then use a hand mixer on high speed and whip the oils into a white cream. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can get rid of my completely get rid of my the big scar on my chest. Everybody knows I had open heart surgery, I think, a couple of years ago. I think everybody knows that. So, there's still a pretty big chest scar there. Okay. Then we have, this is one I like, sleep-inducing facial cream or body rub. An all-natural night cream to help you fall asleep. It also doubles as a skin health booster if you apply it to your face and may be able to help clear up blemishes or breakouts. Notice the word may. So 5 drops of frankincense oil, 5 drops of lavender, a fifth of a tablespoon. How do you measure a fifth of a tablespoon of organic coconut oil? A half teaspoon of olive oils, and a small container. And using the coconut oil that's not solid but rather soft, it need be heated first in a double broiler. Add the other oils, stir together to combine. Spread over your face or body. You may want to pat yourself off after to not allow the oil to seep in your bedclothes. I don't know why you'd want to do that. I want it to seep into my bedclothes or bed sheets and stay there. Smells good to me. Okay, now I want to take this one. I want to talk about frankincense and cancer, but I'm going to tell you, if you want to know about it, Google it. And the reason is this webinar that we're doing today is not designed to cover the topic of frankincense and cancer. This is a huge topic. I mean, maybe somewhere along the line we will do a complete webinar on this, but Many people remain unaware of the added cancer-fighting potential of this precious serum. Researchers from the UK, among others, have confirmed through rigorous scientific testing that this stuff seems to work on cancer after years of studying. And the ATBA is the compound that's specific. With ovarian cancer cells, they've been able to show it's effective at killing cancer cells. Frankincense is taken by many people with no known side effects. So this finding has enormous potential to put it into clinical trials in the future and develop an additional treatment for ovarian cancer. Now, this is not the only type of cancer. But once again, I'm going to suggest, that if you want to learn more about cancer and frankincense, that you do your own research, at least at this point. And believe me, all you got to do is Google frankincense and cancer, and you're going to have more information than you can consume in a short lifetime. So, and the other place I would send you to is drax.com. What is frankincense? Tons of information out there. We have, in this little short webinar today, we have barely scratched the surface of what frankincense is capable of doing and what it is used for. I'm trying to read the chat here. What's going on in the chat?
Oh, the kids weren't behaving. I had to tell them to start behaving.
Yeah, I know, Larry. It sounds like good fun. You gotta have a close friend and get some body rub going here. So, huh? What's that?
Well, that's it. We made it a little bit over 10 minutes.
Yeah. Anyhow, frankincense, add it to your arsenal. It's really, really incredibly powerful little oil to have hanging around. So, hello, Larry. So that's it. Laura, I think if it's all right with you, I think what we'll do is do eucalyptus tomorrow, since I skipped over today. My fault, my bad.
No, that works.
And then hopefully by Monday I'll have the information for clove bud, and we can pick up, back into the sequence that I was originally running in. But I still don't have all of the data on clove bud, so that's where we're going.
Right.
And I don't know how many of the single oils we have left to do. I think this was the number 7 today. Yeah, this should have been number 7.
Let's see.
Of the single oils. So there's about 22 single oils. So we'll just keep going with the single oils, and then we're going to double back and we're going to do the mixtures, the blends. So that's where we're going. So we'll see you tomorrow for eucalyptus. Unless there's any other questions. Going once?
Doesn't look like it. Have a good day, everybody.
One twice. And I'm making the assumption that no one is having any issues getting in with webinars on air now. That if anybody has any issue at all, let me know. I have standing communication with Jim on the problems we had last week, and he wants to know immediately if anyone experiences any problem at all. So far the last couple of days, it looks good. Alrighty?
All right.
What else we got today? We got lunch with Len today. Show up for lunch with Len. We're going to start working on planning for next year. And today we're going to work on that vision that we need to have in order to create an adequate plan. And then we'll continue it into next week. So that's all for today. Want to say bye, Laura?
Bye, guys. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, everybody. See you on Lunch with Len. Bye for now.
Bye for now.